What's up everyone, Jonesy here again from Hyperspace Database, the show where we highlight the great history and trivia about all things Star Wars. Today's topic, the Arc Hammer. The Arc Hammer was an incredibly large Imperial dreadnought that also doubled as a factory for the Dark Trooper project. The Arc Hammer was developed by Kuat Drive Yards as a mobile factory, and was primarily used as an orbital base to mass-produce the large, robotic Dark Troopers. It was constructed sometime shortly after the destruction of the first Death Star at Yavin, when the Empire was researching more devastating weapons to unleash on the galaxy. The Dark Trooper project was highlighted in the video game Dark Forces, in which you play as ex-Imperial Kyle Katarn in service as a mercenary for the Rebel Alliance. The Dark Trooper project was organized and led by General Rom Mach in an effort to bolster the ground forces of the Imperial Legion in the fight against the rebellion. The Arc Hammer was built to produce these Dark Troopers and then deploy them over the worlds they were meant to subdue. Darth Vader approved the project and its testing, and the Arc Hammer was sent to deploy its troops on various worlds, and then monitor the success or failure of the Dark Trooper units. The Arc Hammer was mainly a carrier vessel, but it was also a capable dreadnought, being armed with numerous laser cannons, turbo lasers, and concussion missile launchers, making the craft a heavily armed vessel for its function. The ship was incredibly large, being roughly half the length of Darth Vader's incredibly massive flagship, the Executor, and roughly 6 times the length of the average Star Destroyer. Most of the interior of the ship was dedicated to the factories that produced the Dark Troopers, and was a maze to navigate even with proper intel. To keep the Dark Trooper project a secret, the Arc Hammer would frequently jump to hyperspace to avoid being discovered, and only Darth Vader's Executor knew its precise location at any given time. In the video game Dark Forces, the Dark Troopers were initially sent to attack a rebel base on the planet Tele, and succeeded in completely destroying it, though one rebel ship managed to escape and send a distress signal. This led Kyle Katarn to investigate the destroyed remains of the rebel base, where he discovered a gun from one of the Dark Troopers, which was way too big to be effectively wielded by a human trooper. After many missions to secret Imperial weapons facilities and bases, Kyle and the Rebellion were able to learn of the Dark Trooper project, and inserted Kyle in the massive ship through a cargo transfer to the massive vessel. After fighting against many of the Dark Troopers and eventually an armored General Mach himself, Kyle managed to flee the vessel after planting sequencer charges throughout the ship that detonated after he made his escape in a stolen Lambda-class shuttle. This resulted in the destruction of the Arc Hammer, effectively putting a stop to the production of Dark Troopers. Since Kyle had destroyed the other production facilities in the missions leading up to this final battle, the Dark Trooper project was stalled. The Emperor was very displeased with the massive waste of credits and time that was dumped into the failed project, and even removed funding for other droid projects that were in research and development at the time. While the Arc Hammer was operational, it was a fearsome vessel that produced even more fearsome creations, and if it was left unchecked in the hands of General Mach, it could have been an incredible weapon against the enemies of the Empire. And that about wraps up this episode, but stick around to the end for the secret trivia. Did you like it? Be sure to check out my other videos as well, hit those like and subscribe buttons and the little bell to be notified every time I publish a new video. Be sure to select all notifications here and go into your YouTube app settings and select all notifications there too to never miss an episode. Thank you guys so much for your support and for watching, and we'll see you next time.